Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. This is how the U-Boat is looking at the moment. Pretty cool, isn't it? As you can see, I've snapped off my periscope and I almost snapped off this one next to it as well, but I've had to glue that back on. It's because where I'm storing it like this, it sort of slipped back and touches the wall, and that almost broke, so I'm going to watch that. As you probably guessed, today I am going to be doing the next 4 stages, which I think is 85, 86, 87 and 88 of the Hachette Partworks for me, so build the U96 U-Boat. And for that reason, I've put it behind me now because I'm going to need this area here. I've got no idea what we're doing today. So I know that we have been working on another compartment with the internals here. And I did have the bulkhead here as well with a door that opens. So probably going to be working on that today. We're going to find out together. If you want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description, and you've got that QR code on the screen, which gives you my Amazon store, my merch store, everything, every build I'm doing on the channel. So check that out. That link's also in the video description as well. Anyway, without further ado, let's get cracking. Okay, so in stage 85, the first thing we're going to be doing, get me a scalpel here, I'm also going to need my sprue cutters, is another torpedo tube. This is torpedo tube 5. And as you can see, it's all about the sprues, which means I've got my glue on hand ready. And I need a couple of items first. Off this sprue, I'm going to be trimming this detail here. And also on this sprue here, I've got the cap, which is going to be fitting on the end of that. Now, these two are going to be going together. Put a little bit of glue around the outside there. There you go. As you can see, there's a little hole in that. That is going to enable me to put it onto this end here. It actually fits just on top of this section, like that. There is a little lug in there, so once again, a little bit of glue on top. Perhaps just a little bit running down this side there as well, so I can get that into position. Excellent. Do want to make sure that's straight. Okay, let's just put that to one side to dry. And I'm going to be cutting some more parts off now. So I need this ring section just here. I need the hatch for the torpedo tube. And I need this little U-shaped bracket just here. Now you know what I'm going to say, I can't see a thing, so I'm going to be putting this on. Put some glue just on the points of this U-shaped bracket, because I'm going to be putting that into position, just into the holes here. Excellent. And then just around the edges on this side here, I'm spotting some glue. To put this ring on. That's good. And then finally, the torpedo tube hatch is going to go on the end, and this is actually glued into place here. And I want it this way, so it's facing up the same direction as that bracket we put in there. Now on this sprue, I've got some lines. They're calling these frame lines. I don't know what these are. So the first one does have a little lug just here, which is just going into the hole at the side just there, making sure that's straight. And then I've got another detail just going on the end just here, which goes into the side just like that. So this is going to be going into the 2 holes just here, that way round. So again, I am going to want to put some glue just around the edges here. And ensure it's in the right way. It's going in this way here. And I'll hold that for a second. Perfect. Put that to one side and bring over now this part, looking like that. And I'm going to be attaching the last black section off a sprue here. Once again, I'm going to want to just put some glue just around the inner edge here, so I can get this into place just on the end. like that. So this is an air cylinder that I'm working on here. Take this detail, I'm going to be putting this into place. So it's going to go in that way with a black section towards the widest edge. Once again, get the glue in there, put that in. And then the last detail to put in is just this one here. Again, I'll put some glue just around the edge rather than the lug. See, this is the edge which is actually sticking to that bulkhead. And they've got it in with the box section facing towards the top of that air tank there. This is a ballast air tank. That's what we're building there. And with those two parts completed, that's all there is to do in that stage. In stage 86, we're going to be working on the port electric motor. Get all of this out. Looks like I've got 3 sprues in this one, so I'm going to need to start detaching everything from here. They are different sizes by the look of it, but it does look like they just get pieced together. So I think that's exactly what we're going to do first. Let's just cut these off. Get me glue out. And just link the like parts together. Like that. Do this one. Obviously, using a brush on glue makes this not as messy as this could be. That's that one done. I do have another one. Same sort of thing, just on this sprue. So I'm just going to get that done now. I don't think they've asked me to do this yet, but it's very apparent that these two are going together. Just while I've got my glue out, I may as well do that. There we go. That one's together as well. Okay, so this is the electric motor here. We're going to be putting the two halves together now. I don't think it matters which way round it goes. This is pretty symmetrical. So one side is going to be going in here like that. And the other side is going to be going in this side just like that there. And then I'm going to be clamping them in by putting the top half on, which means, again, just putting some glue around this inner edge. And putting these together. So basically this detail here needs to be on top, so this is to the left. So this is the way this is going in. Push that in tightly. There we go, we've got one whole unit there. Okay, so we're going to add all of these details that we've just created now. So the first detail is going onto these lugs here. This is this small one here that I created. Just put the slots in there. Very barrel shaped. It looks like a starter motor solenoid, really, doesn't it? I know someone's going to say, that's exactly what it is. Right, okay, there we go. Cut that one off. And we've got this other detail here, which again, I'm going to put the glue on the detail, which is just going into the hole here. So that looks like that. And with that created, and this base, that's all there is to do in that stage. This looks like it's going to be a very quick pack today. I had no idea that was going to be the case. We got some torpedoes in stage 87. Very conscious we've got a bag with a pin in here. So let's not lose that. Okay, first thing to do, take these propellers off the sprue. Try to cut these to the shape of the fin of the propeller. And this is where I'm going to need that pin, because I want to take one propeller, put the pin in, put the other propeller on top. There you go. Make sure that pin goes all the way through, because it's going to be sitting into this little section just here, just like that. And then it's time to close this up. So once again, putting glue around this outer edge. Rather than the lugs, because the lugs just don't really do anything for the edges. Get this top section into position. And there we go. And then just ensure that the propeller parts are connected in. Which they are. And there we go. That's a torpedo created. And then this is going to be sitting onto the lugs just here, facing this way. And I have glued those, but they do actually fit on there. And then finally, I can just put some glue just onto the tabs at the back here. It doesn't matter if I'm a bit messy with the glue here, because that's going to be completely hidden by the electric motor that we created, which goes just in there, that way round. So with that done, that's all there is to do in that stage. Okay, now have a look at this. I've got all of these bits here from what we created in the last pack and what we got in this pack and what we've completed. I want to show you all of that now because I do need to clear my desktop off, because I'm going to need the actual main body of the U-boat. And it's all because I'm dealing with another panel here, which is going into the side. Now, I do have a couple of screws and a bit of metal now. I don't know if that's a magnet or what, but what we are going to do is we are going to be putting this into place. I think this is just probably a bit of metal. I reckon the magnet's on the other side. Let's get this screw out of here. And I am going into metal. I'll put this in a little bit of oil and get that nice and tight into that cavity there. And quite simply what we're doing, bringing over the U-boat here just so you can see it. This is obviously going to be able to connect to this periscope room here with that magnet. So this clips into the position just there and then goes on like that. And that is all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. So as you can see, that was quite a big pack, but with that piece on there as well, obviously you can see the electrics at the top here. That is how it's looking. And then on the other side, this is eventually where the circuit board's going to go. We haven't had to do that yet. I'm sure that's going to be coming up soon though. Quite heavy. I wouldn't like to take a guess. I don't know, perhaps 5-6 kilograms at the moment. But there you go. U-boat done for another month. I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.